Welcome to Taccion Triage. I am Brandy, and we're going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to combine the signs of Leo, Aquarius, Sag, and Gemini into one reading. There will be timestamps below, so we're going to do Taccion Triage checks on your energy, okay? So the overall theme for July is the divine reset. So let's see how this performs. If you guys like it, this is what we'll do. So we are going to start first with Leo. Okay. So it'll be Leo, Aquarius, Sagittarius, and Gemini. So hopefully you like this. Let me get my bearings here. So we're going to start out with some charms for Leo for July and the divine reset. So Leo, let's run a triage check on you, your energy. Okay. We know that there's some energy here that is this not having enough rest or deficit rest, nursing diagnosis. And there's a trap of contributing to a structure that is failing, falling. This structure is not allowing accomplishment within these dynamics, right? There is this energy where one needs to be very aware of self here. And there's a depth and a lot of energy going on where you are aware of yourself and then looking at what it is that you want to contribute to. Okay. All right. For Leo for July, let's see what you get charm wise. Oh, interesting. Okay. So we've got glasses. Okay. We've got a key, Leo. We've got a star. We've got a salamander. We have an anchor. We have a helm. And we have dolphins, very intelligent species. Okay. So let us get you some cards out and see what is going on for you for July. So a lot of you have really been reflecting upon like the structure, that the illusion is accomplishment within the structure, Leo, because you realize that there is no accomplishment within the structure. It's under a reset. That's what we'll say. The structure is going through a reset. You are really teaching your nervous system that this structure is resetting. And I feel like for some of you Leos, you're also resetting in your structure. And I feel like that is the divine reset, the rest, right? That you're under here. You're really understanding. Queen of Swords. You're really understanding that rest is important, right? It's necessary. It's necessary for evolution, for generating power, generating this powerhouse of energy, this signal. And it helps strengthen your will. It helps to sharpen your mind. It helps to keep your mind in balance. It's helping with the cognitive abilities of understanding and really being able to see what things are. Profound insight as well here with the Queen of Swords, but independence and fighting for yourself and knowing when to not fight, when putting this energy in is simply not going to create change, and cutting away from that. Okay. Let me turn this light on. Sorry. Okay. There, that's better. So you can see what's going on. Gosh, that's really bright. Holy shit. Okay. So really figuring out here that the structure is failing, really understanding this with the Queen of Swords here, gracing us with the presence of that energy, and really understanding that other people don't get to vote on you resting, right? Like I've said multiple times, like your rest is not a democracy where people get to vote when you rest and when you don't, or what your spiritual beliefs are even. and looking at the structures in which you contribute, and if there is a necessity to pull back your energy from or quit anchoring yourself within failing structures or structures that are dissolving before your eyes. Being very aware of yourself and what it is that you want to put your energy in, and if it is in fact a waste of energy or not. Are you getting what it is that you're putting in? But creating structures that contribute to you, or aligning with structures that are not failing, that are new, that have you at the center of that, Leo. So you're really looking at your resting energy here. You're really looking at your spirituality, closure, where things need to end, where things need to close. Beliefs even are up on the table. Afterlife. So like maybe you're healing from a loss here, clearing out the outdated things, the limiting beliefs, becoming very conscious of endings and aware of self. Yes, you are. Look at that. Two of Swords. No longer standing with the Fool in the bottom and the Death card. So walking away from things that are structures that are failing, that put you in this energy of insecurity, right? Or the standstill, and seeing the paradox in that, that there is a duality or another way. Um, really looking at stagnation and saying, is it stagnant because there's a transformation happening with the Death card here, or is it just growth that is not real growth? Not feeling deadlocked to something anymore, not feeling like you're not sure about your path, or like you're doing all these things and it doesn't seem to matter, but finding balance that's not just temporary or fleeting anymore. Okay. Not feeling as if you cannot move, but instead taking this leap of faith, this new beginning, this jump. And in doing that, it requires you leaving some things behind, right? Because it's extensive change, liberation, and empowerment for you. Freedom of you, freedom to choose, Leo, freedom to change, freedom to transform, and being anchored in your own sovereignty, your own energy, not seeing with false perspective, understanding that you have the key to move yourself forward, to release yourself, to open the door that is closed, and you have the helm. You're steering your life, Leo. Not over I feel like this is you stepping away from a structure, or not over contributing to a structure that's changing, that's failing. That's what I feel like here for you, Leo. And you're just taking a resting period. It's almost like you're charging up for something here. I feel like there's something big that's coming, a huge change, a huge resurgence, innovation, transformation, purification, or a dawn of a new era. That's what I'm getting for you, Leo. I just seen the Ace of Wands. I can't ignore it. A new idea, new start, birth, new experience, Leo. Trusting, motivation. So, what is your divine reset, Leo? It is learning how to have fun, learning how to walk away from structures that are failing, anchoring in your own sovereignty, taking the risks, going towards the structures that are not failing, that actually set you at the center along with others. Okay, from me to we, people that you can truly, truly trust, understanding and awareness of yourself that you maybe didn't have fully. Okay. No longer being in a standstill. There's a lot of movement here, and the energy I feel like picking up for you in July. Okay. Now, that is after this divine reset energy where you rest, where you recalibrate your energy. Creating a structure with your rest in mind. You know, Leo, that's sort of what I'm getting for you. I feel like if you walk away from some sort of a partnership here, Leo, that you will get some good news, or there'll be some sort of opening up of the energy for you in July. It's definitely going to be a yes for you. A yes. Determination, like, is definitely in the energy flow as well. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Energy for Leo, please, for July. Something new is being born, Leo. Some of you might actually, you know, travel or be at a distance from something here, but I feel like you may get some partners that are in some different distances or different situations here, that want to partner with you because you created or freed up some space here. That's what I'm getting for you, Leo. Boy, I tell you what, you've been patient, and there's just a few more months here till good things come to those who wait. So it's like I feel like this is towards the end of that, and people are bewitched by you, Leo. So just do your thing, okay? Let me get some astro dice. I forgot to pull them out. My cat is over there. Um, I feel like somebody could be having this creation that's coming to fruition here, but there's a lot of awareness about self and your worth here, Leo. And I say go for it. Whatever this is, go for it. But be aware of yourself, be aware of the structures that are failing and falling, and really figure out how to structure your rest. Love you, Leo. Okay, let's move on to Aquarius. Hello, Aquarius. Let's take a look at your energy. We're going to pull some charms. We're going to do a triage check on you, and see where we're at. Okay. So let's run a triage check on you, Aquarius. There's been some deficit awareness of self. That would be your nursing diagnosis. And contributing to certain partners that you're dealing with. There's some questions about whether there's going to be success and whatnot within these partnerships that you're dealing with. There is this need to sort of structure the behind the scenes, or there's things that you're doing behind the scenes that are structuring things. Okay. It's not been brought out into the open. Maybe you're not speaking about it. Maybe you're not coming forward with it right yet. And there's this deep awareness of your partners. And that's what's really bringing up this energy for you. So I feel like you're really looking at the contribution that you're putting into, and whether um, it ensures some sort of achievement with these partnerships. And I feel like for you, the structure is falling or failing or changing, and you see that, you're aware of it, and you're seeing how these people, how these partners and whatnot are sort of like trying to grasp onto a structure that is failing, that is not working anymore. And there's some question on whether you're still going to be able to achieve within this structure that is sort of dead, or that is no longer ensuring achievement. Let's say that would be the best way to look at it. Really looking at what you serve day to day and purifying that. And maybe like, also for you, like, health is coming up, Aquarius. Like, maybe it's either you or the people in and around your energy, but health, and really focusing on your health, and you know your work, your habits, things like this is coming up. Organization, where you feel useful, let's say that, where you feel useful, and to teach your nervous system that there is this reset needed between rest over work, over giving, over doing, over contributing, over working, understanding that you do nurture things for evolution, and whether or not you contribute is your choice. And I feel like for you, Aquarius, you're definitely going to end things that are not, where people aren't showing up daily, or you can feel because of that awareness in your partnerships that there's a lack of success or a lack of achievement because there is not a daily contribution, or there's not this sort of devotion to something, and that you're not going to give double time or over contribute because you're picking up the space, the void of what someone else isn't doing anymore. There's a structure that's dissolving. Okay, so there's going to be a focus on more rest, and you're really going to be looking at what it is that you're contributing to daily, or how others are contributing towards your energy daily. Okay, you'll be clearing out outdated energy here, habits, unhealthy habits, and there's a new service, a new contribution, a new way to serve something, to give to something, a new daily life. And there's a freedom from certain partnerships is what I'm getting, Aquarius. Heart, star. Tink is the conscience of Peter Pan. So I feel like you're the conscience of those around you, maybe. I've got a moth, a butterfly. I think this is a cheetah. A cheetah, a T-Rex. Spiritual energy, and then I've got a tennis racket for you. Yep, 7th house, moon 11th in Libra. So we've got this reflection on the future of where you're contributing to partners, and you're really able with this awareness to see if it's worth the energy and effort here, and if someone is like, really, what is causing a person, a partner, to go some sort of a route or fulfill some sort of future dream here, and if those aspirations are changing. We got the 6 of swords. So you're wanting to move forward, you're wanting things to calm down, you want to have peace. I feel like moving to calmer waters here. I feel like you really want to change. You want like the stress to lower. Maybe you're in a high stress situation right now. You want things to sort of calm down. And it's like you've been trying to go with the flow here, but it's like you've got a big responsibility that I'm seeing here that's placed onto your energy from a partner or partnerships here. And I feel like you've persevered in the energy. You've been very patient, hardworking, very practical in the energy, even go with the flow, loyal, even, I would even say here. And, this energy's coming in of you really wanting to create an action of independence, like move away from some sort of failing structure, move away from some sort of energy here where you have confidence and you see something as an opportunity, but you're also very aware, Aquarius, of if something is not going to lead to an accomplishment or an achievement. And it's like you want to put your energy, effort, action into things that are set up for accomplishment, achievement, and success here. And I feel like you do have an ability to achieve goals. And I think that what is really on the table here is like you're really looking at, I can achieve these goals, but I'm not going to do this anymore for a failing structure. So it's very interesting because I'm seeing you really pulling back your energy to what you contributed to daily, maybe for a period of time, and taking a rest period with that because you are in an energy where you just don't want to contribute to something where there's no alignment of going up any higher or achievement or success in the way that you want. Mhm. So you're making that decision, you're deciding to walk away, to no longer be in some insecurity or not know something isn't promising a long enough term stability here. And that is it's a problem for you. You don't want temporary balance, you want full balance. And so you're rather just in those things, in those partnerships where things aren't for sure. And maybe you've been around some people who's lied to you. Maybe like you feel like you need to really watch what you do or watch what you say, and it's just not feeling authentic. Maybe your communication or people's communication to you, maybe they're talking some smack, or misleading a partner of yours or something like that. I don't know, but I feel like you're going to sort of set the record straight. I feel like if someone has lied, you may come forward and set the record straight, Aquarius. And I see you putting distance between yourself and a very problematic situation or something that you've dealt with. And I feel like no matter what you do, they sort of come back around, or it comes back around. And it's like you really want to end that cycle. And you want to really put your energy into something here that you feel committed to from your heart, right? We do have the heart and the star here. So you want something that you really are committed to, that you can put your whole heart into. And some of you guys are planning a vacation because you just really need it. Okay. You really need a vacation. So some of you guys might be going on vacation shortly here just to try to clear your energy or put some distance between you and a problem here. But I feel like you're making the right decision, Aquarius, because I feel like for those of you that resonate with this reading, some sort of something that you're contributing to just simply isn't going to be, there's not going to be any achievement or accomplishment within that dynamic. And it's like, why put your energy into it if you're not going to get this long-term stability out of it, because it's just like you have your own um energy here that you really want to refine. You want to sort of rest. You want to be able to structure a life around some rest and also be able to deal with what it is that you need to deal with. But it just feels like some unequal energy, frequency, and vibration here. So I feel like you will free yourself from some partners this month. So let me know down below if that is what you're doing, because of the dissolving structure. So that is what I got for you, Aquarius. I love you, and until next time, stay in your tachyon mind. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Taccion Triage. Let's run a triage check on you. So, you know that there's sort of this energy of deficit emotional sharing. Okay, that's definitely coming up, or intimacy, deficit intimacy for you. And I feel like you're understanding that sharing your worth with people isn't going to ensure sort of like accomplishment or achievement. It's just not. There's an energy where you're wanting to really expand your heart, expand romance, love, intimacy here, and really focusing on a structured sense of worth. The problem is, if you've been challenged by this structured worth and how it's going to ensure accomplishment, you're starting to see that that is not the case, because when we do prioritize our worth, people don't like that. They can't use you, they can't abuse you, they can't figure things out, how to get things out of you. So there's really this energy where you're really evaluating your shared energy, your shared worth, and if someone is worth merging with. And um if they're coming from a perspective of this illusionary structured worth, right? And if it's different from your perspective, it's not going to ensure accomplishment, achievement. I feel like the structure itself is under a reset. Um, and even if you share or circulate what it is that you have that's valuable, that's got this worth, it you're being taught the structure of worth and shared resources is resetting. Okay, so you may not merge with some people, places, and things right now in order to really rest, really build up your energy, because there's this big explosion of energy coming your way. I heard sovereignty. So for you, Sagittarius, I feel like love is the truth. It's a necessity. And I feel like you nurture this love and you do share this love and you merge with people for evolution. And it's like you want to grow, and it's like it's causing you to have to pull back from some commitments, from some intimacy, some shared resources that you've been giving away, like that is your sense of worth. And I feel like you're definitely going to really pull that in and refine it, which it amplifies your worth. Now, for some of you, it could be a possession, working on your possession or expanding your possession here, nurturing what you have, what belongs to you. There's just massive transformations coming in how you structure worth, okay? How you share what it is that you feel is your worth. And there's certain structures that you're no longer sharing with because they're changing, they're falling. And I feel like your worth has changed. Like maybe you was in a structure or system where your worth was based off from a certain parameter, but you're seeing that you're so much more than hitting that number. There's so much more essence within you. And I feel like you're going to expand your heart, expand on this truth from me to we. So you're looking for people to sort of share with that also have the same sense of worth. Beautiful. So worth reset, resource reset for you, Sagittarius, in the month of July. You're checking your what you share, like who gets close to you, who has that intimate access to you. I heard in time I see. You're clearing the outdated sharing or what you're circulating to others. And a deep understanding of this energy is actually changing who you share with or how you share. The way it's being packaged, it's a different worth. And I feel like you're getting some freedom from, or freedom in the heart, freedom in the truth of your heart, freedom of sharing with certain people, freedom of the mind, free your mind. Okay, we'll start out with some charms. We've got an owl, a snowflake. Maybe something happened in the winter, or it's bringing up that Hashimoto energy of like the positivity within the water, and then the freezing and how the crystals are more symmetrical. So that might mean something to you. Soccer is coming up. Maybe some of you play soccer, you're watching soccer. Elephant, the elephant never forgets. A deer, a baby deer. 4-leaf clover, you're feeling your luck return, Sag, there's a wing, a key. You got the key to unlock the door to your freedom here, freedom of your heart. I see a cat. Specifically, I see a Siamese cat. And then the tree of life, Sagittarius. Whoa. 11th, Venus, Libra, 11th. Okay, I've got 11 here on the board. So master communication, master understanding. You're starting to even see what you're saying reflecting to you and everybody. I heard parroting. It's like you're hearing the validation of your internal world being repeated to you externally to reiterate how much influence you have with your heart. Everywhere you look, everywhere you listen, it's like you hear yourself, the Hierophant, like it's being repeated, even though you've been in a resting period. A morality is here. There's a spiritual progress that's being shown to you. Is this the sense of worth that's shifted and changed for you? And what you're sharing, you're so influential right now, Sagittarius. But there's wisdom within your energy, and you're a wise counsel, and it feels like spiritual progression. Jupiter and Cancer, I just heard protection in the womb. People are seeking out your advice because it's with love that you advise. You're teaching from a place of wisdom here, Sagittarius. Queen of Swords. Whoa, or King of Swords, excuse me. Truth. Whoa. Truth, control, fairness, fair decisions, intelligence, innovation, ambition. Wow, Sagittarius, very clear determination here on the board. I just seen the tree of life again here. Seeing the duality, the polarity, and understanding that it's necessary to generate evolution, but choosing to be in a place where you're in a heart-centered energy, and there is this massive spiritual progression for you that has really brought this mental clarity. Oh, it's so clear. You freed your mind, right? That's what I said. Like, your mind is so worldly ahead right now. It's you're getting true confirmation, true downloads, true information. It's giving you like this very clear cognitive dissonance or understanding of cognitive dissonance, authority. The bridge. Whoa. Okay. So I feel like you've been quiet, but you have, like, what you say is being parroted back to you because your mind is just so right now, Sagittarius. Trust your insight and your downloads right now, because man, they are on point. It was that resting period that like really it was the resting period that really helped to clear the chatter, clear the overstimulation, clear whatever it was. And you've withdrawn for a period of time, maybe isolated, and you sort of went into this resting period. And now you're ready to share what it is that you know. And what you have been sharing is so powerful. It's this freedom of your mind, a mental evolution, mental revolution here. And it's bringing in this peacefulness, this balance, blessing balance. It's like, I feel like there's a partnership coming towards you too. Okay, let's get going. Okay. Yep. As I say that, the King of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. There's some sort of a partnership coming towards you that's 11-11 here. Communication. It is the duality to generate the energy. I feel like there is this joyous energy, this uniting with people out of a sense of the same beautiful worth, the same freedom of the mind, freedom of the thought process. You're not holding back anymore, Sagittarius. You're letting people see the real you because you spent this period of silence. They're seeing the whole thing, and there's some intelligence and practicality as well, as this discipline, because I've got the King of Pentacles here. So people are seeing your authority, they're seeing your worth in a different way. I don't know what you did to show that. Maybe with the King of Pentacles, I seen 10th house. It might be like some sort of like authority that you didn't come forward with before. But I think it has to do with your worth here. It's your essence. I mean, whoa, like your essence is like a magnet. It is pulling in people, places, and things that are your real, true tribes here. You know, it is a team, a group, like luck. It's the key to unlock the door. The door is present. I heard the 29th. Worth is changing. There's been movement and communication in that movement and confessions. So maybe you're opening up, maybe you're talking more about something that you've experienced, and I can resonate with that. You're talking more about something that you've experienced from a place of wisdom, from an essence that you understand, and there is this change in worth. People see you differently. It doesn't matter what other people see. You don't care about that right now. You're just speaking from the heart, speaking from the essence. You're communicating and forgiving and releasing and resting. And I feel like you've pulled back some energy from people that they had intimate access to you, or they had access to you before, and you was sharing things with them. And now it's sharing in a bigger way with people who are more aligned with you there, and it creates movement. All right, there can be some disruptions in communication. Mercury retrograde seems to be pretty gnarly this time, but you definitely have people who's got their eye on you. Just keep doing what you're doing, Sag. The energy looks amazing for you, and mostly for July. You know, do that divine reset. Understand your true worth and that essence, and it's really a rebirth for you. I feel like, Sagittarius, and you are the master communicator. So communicate whatever it is here with diplomacy, okay, like integrity. Um, but you can communicate that with love, okay? And it will be well received. And that's what I got for you, Sagittarius. I love you. And until next time, stay in your Taccion mind. Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Taccion Triage. So let's run a triage check on you. So we know that there is some deficit emotional worth here going on in your energy, okay? You're really looking at sharing some sort of structure and sharing your worth and it equaling some sort of accomplishment here. But it's like there's this energy here where you need to understand your heart, what your heart wants truly, and what really gets you from point A to point B, or what motivates you to do something. um, Also, like who you are sharing your energy with, okay, is very important. All right. And there's this energy also for you where you think if you share this emotional worth with people that it's going to actually set you up for accomplishment. And I feel like you're seeing that that is not the case. So there's this energy where the growth that is happening can be sort of this illusion. Okay. I don't know how else to explain this, but I'm actually seeing like a building being erected, but it's like if you don't pay attention to the foundation, it can fall, right? So that would be a false sense of growth. There's like an illusion in sort of the structure that's being erected off of the foundation. Okay. Is there a missing of detail, a missing of something here? It doesn't ensure achievement of the erection of the building if the foundation itself is faulty. And I feel like the structure is changing. So maybe that's actually more along the lines of what it is. So I feel like the foundation was poured and now we're erecting this building and the structure itself is changing. So the foundation was poured for a specific thing. And that is creating some issues here. It's about what you have and what you're growing. And it's like with the poured foundation, you're going to have to address this foundation before we put more structure on top of it here. But you're really looking at your routines, you're looking at like where you put your energy at, like what you have, what you are growing, even. It's a little bit all over the place. What are your habits? So maybe like stopping some habits or figuring out where those habits are coming from because you're understanding your heart, you're understanding your essence. Why you share with certain people or what you share with certain people. What brings you a sense of feeling powerful. But there's transformation in the energy. We'll see what comes up. But it's about sharing with powerful people and what you view as power. And I feel like that is changing. The people who are in power are changing. That is the structure that's changing. And really looking at a sense of, I'm sorry for saying this, Gemini, I love you. Okay, don't take this the wrong way, but maybe someone you've shared with because they've had power, you're not sure if that's going to be a long haul thing. There's some question there. It doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. It just means that there's some question there whether this is going to be someone that you continue to share with, continue to partner with because they are a powerful contributor. But I feel like that structure is changing for you. Hmm. So what you share is changing. And I feel like you are really evaluating where you've overshared your sense of worth or you've over contributed to something with nothing in return. So there will be this sort of looking at how you share reset of worth. Okay. So there's a resting period, but a reset of worth and what that means to you and how you contribute or what you give that worth to. So you're checking that, your growth. You're checking your growth, you're checking your worth, you're checking your income, money, work. All of these things are up for you. It's a lot, Gemini. What you value. Do you value yourself too much to contribute to a structure or share with a certain structure that's failing, dissolving? Something's dissolving around you. Is it a work situation? I don't know. Tell me below. But understand your heart. And I feel like you have this very innate ability and you're very in tune to what's going on in your environment, like around you and your heart. Very aware of shared structures right now for you. And I feel like there's a freedom of your mind, your heart in this energy. So let's pull it and see what we can get for you. Gemini, please. A key, a deer. I feel like that's Mercury, a little dude with a hat on. An angel. A horse in a full-on run. A cross. An owl. Very intuitive, very spiritually protected. A monkey. I heard not my monkeys, not my circus. And a pair of scissors. So you're cutting some things. You're getting rid of some things here. It feels like the energy. Ninth, Cancer, Saturn, fifth. Ooh. Okay, so what you're contributing, your creativity, it feels like it's within the structure that is not working. It's failing, and it's like it creates this stagnant push for expansion here. Maybe some of you are considering going back and extending your knowledge basis because you've realized you've hit the max potential of something here. For some of you, you want to step out of the structure in order to come into an energy where you can actually have expansion. So that horse in a free run is that expansion of energy that you feel like you can't move forward as hard as you try here. Well, I hate to tell you, but the ending of something is happening, and I think you've known that for a while. Like something's coming to a close, a climax, an ending here, and it's going to complete. And it brings in a sense of wholeness. Now, for some of you, that's your sense of worth and who you share with, and for some of you, that is, um, you can't expand within something. I just literally seen like a bug, and it's annoying me. So maybe you're annoyed by a situation here. Oof, Eight of Pentacles. You know your talent. And again, education is coming up. Again, you might want to really learn about something or extend your understanding of something or go like into a higher mind or higher understanding of something here. Or maybe you just have this higher understanding. The owl is here as well, along with the cross. So the higher mind, higher self, you have really showed your talent. You have really crafted something here. Um, I feel like you've given to a work or you've crafted something. Maybe some of you are in construction. You don't have to be, but I did kind of see that. So, but construction is kind of like one of those words. You could be constructing a website, you know what I mean? Like there's perseverance here. Some of you guys might be tutoring someone, or there might be like a tutor, you're teaching someone how to have worth within something here. The Empress. Bam. Fifth house, creativity, Brandy. So I feel like you're fertile and you have the ability to expand. It's just that you couldn't expand within the structure that you have here because they don't understand your sense of worth. And this is similar to, I feel like Sagittarius's energy. So some of you guys could be dealing with or mirroring a Sagittarius in the energy, but I feel like there is this harmony and this synthesis within your energy. And it's like you're feeling this sort of contraction of Saturn, like saying, this structure isn't gonna sustain it, that this sharing is not going to sustain some sort of like achievement accomplishment to the level that what you want. And I feel like this is you busting out of that box, right? It's you busting out of the box of, because the box is changing, the box is dissolving, it's changing, the structure's falling. I see a boat too, like getting off of the boat because it's like capsizing. I'm not saying that's going to happen to you. Please don't. It's just a visual representation of getting off the boat or jumping ship. You want to continue to develop something, you want it to expand beyond. I just feel like you've reached some sort of climax or culmination of something, and you don't want to be capped. You don't want to be capped. you want it to expand differently. And there's a status here where there's a need for presence. Maybe this is about freeing up some of your energy because you can't be present with everything all the time. Maybe you feel like you have to do multiple things and it's a lot for you. Yeah, hit that nail on the head, right? So you plan a lot. You are planning some sort of achievement here, some sort of um movement forward. And I feel like there is some sort of a situation where you cannot expand here, where there is events within a partnership where you might need to cut yourself free, or you might need to see that you have the key to the door to walk through, and maybe like build your own structure, a structure where, you know, the Empress is the one who's building the structure, a structure where things can creatively flow and expand, you know, with this running horse. Maybe something is not your monkey's not your circus, excuse me, and you're just like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna give to this anymore because it's not valuing me and putting me in a position of worth where I deserve to be, because you are worthy, Gemini. You don't need me to tell you that. But you feel like irrelevant sometimes, or like somebody's not listening, or okay, you're choosing a new partnership. You're choosing a new structure. You're choosing a new sense of self, you're choosing your heart. I hate to say that, but it's the truth, because that is where your strength is coming from. And you're choosing with your heart, Empress, fifth house. And it's bypassing this over this, you're choosing your heart, and it's bypassing this box, this cube that has had you stuck for so long. It's bringing in this growth, this protection, this cloak. There's like a cloaked type of energy here that's going to help you push beyond and sort of free your mind. But it's like there is a liberation in morality here. Worth. You don't have to be the bridge if you don't want to be. It's a choice. And really evaluating if this is part of your belief, your philosophy, and if it is worth the emotional strain that it's put on you, okay, to continue to feed a system or a structure, to share with people a structure where you feel like that is not reciprocated. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you. So I feel like there's an end of that coming, and you're going to choose to partner here with expansion. The Sun card, most positive card in the deck, right? Achievement is coming for you, Gemini. Vitality and confidence. And maybe this situation has broke your confidence slightly, but I assure you it will be renewed. There will be a clearness, a clear path forward when you listen to your heart. Some of you, there's a separation coming, but it'll be a chosen separation for you, Gemini. Separation of a partner, someone who's a powerful energy. I'm seeing like the Ace of Pentacles here. So I feel like something is coming for you here, but it's like you have to remove yourself from these energies of like fallacy or lies, like seeing the truth of a situation and really like processing that emotionally, and seeing like the cube that you're in, the stuck energy that you're in your heart, saying, I will not be stuck here because this is in alignment with my heart, you know? And I feel like that it's challenging one of your belief systems or your philosophies here, which can be extremely difficult. You know, I don't know who I need to say this too, but some of you guys have been dealing with a narcissist, okay? And it's the same damn cycle, and there's the honeymoon phase is over, okay? Uh, I don't know who that is or who that's for, but I think that's what these scissors are for here, telling you that, you know, if someone is using energy like a narcissist for power, that those are liars, and those are energies that cannot go where you go, because you're in a very heart-centered energy as you proceed forward, Gemini. So, you know what I mean? Like, really seeing the truth of that, I feel like. And some of you guys have been partnered with somebody, whether it's a work, whether it's within a relationship that you find yourself in, a contract, something like that. You've been partnered with somebody that just is not, they're not, it's not reciprocated. There's no reciprocity. So just, you know, you're going to know if that's for you. You've been dealing with it for a long time. It's not anything that I'm surprisingly drop on you. You're like aware of it. And I feel like as you proceed forward in this energy through July, August, you will start to cut those relationships where, you know, you're giving so much of yourself to those who are sharing yourself or sharing things, and they refuse to uh change. Okay. And that's what I got for you for July, Gemini. So, you know, there's some hectic energy. Mercury is in retrograde too right now as I'm doing this combined reading. And it's been gnarly. This has been a gnarly retrograde. But I think that it really pulls in this understanding, and it's really retrograding hard in Cancer, is what I feel like. And that's an emotional evaluation internally, like really looking at what you put your energy, your love, your emotion into, and like what really makes you tick. Like why do you do what you do? And if what you're doing is leading to freedom of your heart and your mind, or if it's leading to captivity. But I love you, Gemini. And until next time, stay in your tachyon mind. For everyone who watched these, it'll be timestamped below. Check out in the description box, July 2026 main Taccion Triage. The prescription will be linked down there. I also did individual readings, but I'm trying out combining them all in one video just to see how you guys like that. We also have channeling. Check all that stuff out. There's too much to list. So thank you for your patience and letting me work through the energy how I feel like it needs to be. I thank you so much for your patience and allowing me to let down the mask of strength and often and be authentic, and teach from a place that I have wisdom, which is my Leo rising. So I love each and every one of you. And until next time, stay in your tachyon mind. Bye. Peace. You got this.